That's right. It's that time of the week. It's time to get your news about the science. I want to hear what's going on in the science world because honestly, I don't know right now. That's why I'm here. I'm here to learn too. Okay? So this news, it's all new.
Let's get the first one in. Peeing at knighthood could cost the United States economy billions.
That's right. It's all wrapped up in how our sewage system works. All right. It's kind of like, you have daytime rates, you have nighttime rates for things. Same thing applies to the sewers. It costs more money to be running all of that waste during the night.
Yeah, rats gotta sleep sometime. And contrary to popular belief, they sleep at night. Rats are the ones chew up all the stuff that comes in there. You think you have facilities to clean that up? No. Biological waste.
Yeah, and so we're having to pay a bunch of these rats overtime. They're missing out, on meals with their families at night. We want to be a part of sponsoring, a good, healthy lifestyle for these rats, because they're the one managing all our shit.
And nobody unionizes like rats. They are pack animals. How many pack animals know? Rats will unionize and they don't give any cares about your government system.
Yeah, that laugh you heard, that was a rat. All right. All right, moving on to the next headline here. Short-sighted Mars colonists could find sex with Earth-based humans lethal. Luckily, we have someone on the scene to talk about this. Let's go to our reporter in the field, Johansson. Hey, Johansson, how's Mars?
Oh, it's wonderful up here. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. The people here are just fantastic.
Good. Now, follow-up question here. Have you been having sex with them? And are you going to die?
All the time, all the time. But that's fake news. Absolutely fake news.
So, Johansson, is there something wrong with your voice? It doesn't sound like it normally does. Are you catching a cold up there?
It's not a cold. This is just a side effect.
Of the sex.
Side effect, yeah. It's called Voice 19.
Voice 19. So
right. You don't die from it, but your voice changes permanently.
Okay, I see. Well, that is interesting. This is another thing, where vision is so important. Maybe part of it is being able to see who you're having sex with, because if you have sex with the wrong person, they could kill you like a black widow or a praying mantis.
Yeah, I had a picture of my girlfriend here, but
Johnson.
Oh,
Now
I think we lost Johansson.
Has been known to fall asleep on set before.
All right, so I guess the jury's still out on that. Let's go ahead and move on to next headline here.
All right, next headline: mathematical puzzle about the number 42 finally solved.
Yeah,
this been a long time coming.
This is one of those answers that we've had a lot of questions for. We've had the number 42, but it's been hard to figure out what was the problem. What was the puzzle that led to 42 in the first place?
Why is it such a bad age to get to? That's one of the questions. Why was it featured in that popular book? Popular question. Is it a prime number? Popular question.
Well, we finally got the answer. And it's the maximum number of waffles you can order at Waffle House.
It is. It's also the cap on unlimited breadsticks.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot of bread-based things that you're limited to 42 on. Because if you eat more than 42, reasonably sized bread-based items, you're going to swell up and you're going to die.
It's a complicated formula, but ultimately what it says is that people went too far. 43 is not a real number. 42 is infinity, and then it goes on forever.
Yeah, because unlimited breadsticks was a mistake. No one can consume unlimited breadsticks. All right, that is man's hubris, far exceeding his reach.
Crazy.
But now we know. It's important to learn.
All right, let's move on to number 4. Brainless, single-celled blob can make a sophisticated decision.
All right, let's go to our blob in the field.
Mr. Blob, you've had a lot of internal problems hitting you recently, but you've managed it better than anybody else. This is the thinking process of the blob.
Yeah.
Honestly, I couldn't have asked for a better answer.
Yeah, that answers so many questions.
Now, as I was speak, get me out of here. Yeah.
You want the blob
Goodbye.
wants out. Now, Blob, we have you in there to make these sophisticated decisions. And so I'm going to have to ask, my taxes, I feel like I really messed them up. So I'm coming to you. I got a bunch of 1099s. Do I really need to file those? This is a big question I have, Blob.
Of course you should, but underestimate them.
I should underestimate. Yep, that makes sense. This is why we got you on the job. And the thing about a brainless single-celled blob is they're not worried about a bunch of other things. They can just focus on the decision, Single-celled, single-minded, but technically brainless.
The great thing about keeping a blob in your possession is that they are only capable of sophisticated decisions. The escape is actually an open door, but that's too simple. That's too simple-minded for the single-cell blob. Can't figure it out. He's been trying to find a escape vent in the ceiling all this time. It's not air conditioned. We can't afford that.
My bothering.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Blob.
Thank you, Blob.
I'll come see you later.
All right, next headline. Your tongue can smell.
That's right. Now this relates, if we have any longtime viewers of Weekend Science Update, you'll remember last week or 2 weeks ago, we talked about the new sense that dogs have. This is related to it. Dogs have a long tongue. It's longer than you think it is, and it goes up into their nasal cavity, much like an anteater. They're in fact evolved from anteaters.
Yeah. Yeah, and so, the tongue is a part of the nose, technically when you really look at their anatomy. So, when they're giving you a kiss, they're kissing you with their nose.
And they're smelling you at the exact same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it makes
Very
sense.
important.
And it also opens doors to a whole new culinary experience where they'll just set a scented candle of bacon in front of you. You'll feel like you're eating it. You'll be satiated. It's a diet revolution.
And humans almost developed this same kind of ability and sense, but honestly, it was too freaky, So we would just cut the tongues out of the people that could smell with their tongues, And honestly, it might be for the better, because imagine halitosis if your tongue could smell, right? You're just sitting in there with it the entire time. That'd be rough. Terrible.
We actually have on site with us ex-CIA agent who was captured by the Mongolians. They took his tongue out, not because he couldn't speak, but because it weirded people out that he could smell after they already clogged his nose. A side effect is now he can't speak, which is sad, but here he really a hero in the field. Everybody that enjoys freedom needs to give a thank you to this man right here. All right.
Yeah. And, you know, these are all top secret things he's telling us right now.
So moving on to the final headline of the night. E.T. might look like pasta.
That's right. When we say ET, we don't mean the Spielberg film. All right. We've already determined that ET looks like that. It was a bad choice, sure, but that's the way that ET looks. We're talking about the real extraterrestrials. All right. You know, they're flying around in these weird spaceships and stuff. And honestly, if you have a regular physical body, you couldn't take the forces that would be put upon you, you know, traveling at those extreme speeds and making those maneuvers. Honestly, you know what travels well? Pasta.
Really, really well. NASA first discovered this back in the 1970s, and they were sending astronauts to space. And
yeah, you send like a souffle up there, you know, you try to do a tiered cake. It's not going to make it. But you know what will make it all the way to space? Pasta. It's filling. It's very tasty. You can combine it. You know, you can go veggie. You can go meat.
it can
Lots
be
of different
dry,
sauce options. It's perfect.
it's really good. And we have one of our NASA experts and also culinary genius, Sonfriti Guglieri. Chef Guglieri, would you please join us?
Mhm.
Absolutely.
You have been cooking aliens most recently. And how has that turned out for you?
Well, they're a little tough. They get a little rubberly. You know, the eyeballs, they come out really, really good. Nice, soft and tender. But you know, the arms, you gotta cook them a little bit longer. You know, not as much meat on the bone. You know what I'm saying? You're like a good chicken wing, don't eat an alien, you know?
There you have it. Chef Guglieri solving our worldwide hunger crisis, one alien at a time. That's been our time for the Weekend Science Update. And
Hope you've been informed. Hope you've learned. And yeah, this is the real fake news.